My sermon is titled, What Can I Bring to You? In all of the scriptures that I read, and then in some of my research, I just kept reading and reading and reading and reading, and it was like, wow, this is getting to be a little overwhelming, but the basic concept for this for me was Matthew 5. So what can I bring to you? What can I bring to you, God? Quite the question when it's something that you're bringing to Him, because He is the Almighty. Well, if I were to give you a foundation of where we are right now, I would remind you of the people of Israel. They have escaped Egypt and are now camping right next door to Balak, the king of Moab. Back then, people in this position were powerful, but still felt that they needed help of others, and they would offer them worldly goods and possessions just to come help them, whether it was to do good or evil. It didn't matter to these leaders back then. In spite of his position in Moab, Balak was very nervous about all these people who had decided to camp out in his backyard. He felt they would swallow up everything he had and himself. He would not be able to control them because there were so many of them. So he decided to summon Balaam, the son of Beor, to come and curse these people. The first time Balaam refused because he could not say or do anything that God had not directed him to do. This was a good thing because he knew the people of Israel were redeemed and blessed by God. Well, of course, a ruler that is used to getting his own way continued to try to sent more messengers to have Balaam come. Still, he just wouldn't give up. At that point, God directed Balaam to go, because everything that Balaam did, he would ask God, what should I do in this situation? He always went to God first before he did anything. And so God said, yep, you can go, but you're not allowed to do or say anything unless it comes from me. Okay, well, that's a challenge in that world, and it's a challenge today for us. On the trip, Balaam was with his donkey, his faithful, ever-loving donkey. His donkey saw an angel. As they were walking down the road, the donkey saw an angel with the sword right in front of him. And so the donkey decided, I'm not going to try to go through that angel because, something's going on here. So he decided to take a right-hand turn into the field. Well, Balaam got really angry about this, and he beat the donkey to get him back onto the path. Well, so they kept going down the road, I'm sure singing some kind of song. And the donkey, he did it again. Except this time, the path was so narrow, and there were 2 stone walls on the path, that when he tried to get around the angel, he rubbed Balaam's leg up and foot up against it and scratched him pretty badly. So Balaam was really angry, and he beat the donkey again and was like, come on, do what you're supposed to be doing. Well, this whole time, Balaam could not see what the donkey was seeing. It was only the donkey that could see the angel with the sword. So, the third time, the path was so narrow, the donkey couldn't go left or couldn't go right to try to stay out of the way of this angel, so he just dropped to the floor. And Balaam really got angry, and he just started to beat and beat and beat this donkey. Well, at that time, God said, I really need to step in here because this is just not okay. And so he told the donkey to speak. Well, I don't know, guys. Have you ever heard a donkey speak?
Yes.
What would you do if your donkey spoke to you? What do you think he might say? Ray. That's what I would think. So when he got, the donkey spoke, and he said, why are you beating me? Haven't I been a good and faithful servant to you all these years? Haven't I done all that you have asked me to do in the past? Well, Balaam said, well, yeah, you have. Well, right then, the Lord let Balaam see the angel with the sword. And he said, he changed directions 3 times because he knew that I could have killed you each time you tried to get through me. Your donkey was protecting you. I made him do this because I don't think you should go see Balak. Well, I guess, I'll go home then. If you don't think I should be going there, Angel, I'm not going. I'm not going to step on your toes. You're the one with the big sword, so forget it. And the angel said, nope, God told you to go, so you need to go. But you need to remember to only say or do the things that the Lord tells you to do. Well, once he got there, Balak was like, okay, do you see all these people? They're like taking over my land. I mean, this is just crazy. I cannot deal with this. They're going to take everything I have. And even if I tried to fight them and argue with them, they would just still overpower me. I can't deal with this. I just need them to be cursed so that they will go away. Well, Balak was told, okay, I think I'll just, we'll build 7 altars and I'll present 7 bulls and 7 rams. Well, he did this one time, and Balaam, he took him to this area, and this is where he built it, so he could see the people over here in this land. And Balaam says, I can't curse these people. I can only bless these people and be happy that they're redeemed and able to come out of Egypt. And Balak says, but no, you have to do what I want you to. I'm going to pay you to do this. No, come over here. Look at this group over here. I mean, they are really just out of control, and they're making me really nervous. So Balaam says, you can build the altars, and you can bring the 7 bulls and the 7 rams, but it's not happening. You can present it, but I'm not going to go against God, what God said to me. He redeemed these people. Are you going to go against them? I'm not going against them. Well, so the 3rd time, he did it again. He took them over to another area, and it was just another group of the same people, but just because all these people are totally taking over where he's at. And Balak says, I am building 1 more altar, and I am going to present 7 bulls and 7 ox. So, it's 21 altogether of each one. That's a lot of possessions that this man is giving to the Lord. Well, Balaam says, hey, this is just not going to happen. I am not going against the Lord. Well, so, because he did this, Balak was really angry. So Balaam said, it's just not happening. I'm out of here. Okay? So Balaam believed and trusted the Lord and didn't go against him. He followed him faithfully. But if you think about what could have happened to him when he was refusing to do what Balak said, he had a lot of power. He could have really hurt him. He could have gone against his family. He could have done many things to this man. But Balaam put the Lord's wishes first. No matter what, he put him there first. So, that's kind of my foundation for putting the Lord's word first before you do anything. And this is when I come back to Micaiah. Is it Micaiah? Micah. I'll just read. The Lord asked his people, haven't I been good to you, taking them out of Egypt, sending them leaders they could follow, saving them from King Balak, rescuing them from sinful ways during their journeys? He came to them and said to these people, what are you going to present to me? I have been so good to you. I've done everything that you needed me to do for you. What are you going to present to me to live in my kingdom, in my temple? Well, the Lord expects us to be good and faithful servants, but the Lord knew he needed to teach his children the rules and expectations of our behavior. So this is when Jesus gathered his disciples and he taught them the Beatitudes. Not one of these included 7 bulls or 7 rams, just like it would not be 4 computers or millions of dollars in the bank for us. Material, worldly goods is not what the Lord wants from us when we go to him and present our case to walk through his gates. These expectations are not easy to learn and follow just as we teach our own kids, how many times do we give the same direction and restate the expectation of behavior just in one day? Just in one day. Think about it. A 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 15-year-old. Oh my gosh. 10, 15, 20 times a day. Not because you're trying to be mean, but because it's so important that they learn these things. Roseanne, can you come up and read the Beatitudes for us again? Just the Beatitudes?
When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for in the same way that they persecuted the prophets who were before you."
These are the people that will get into God's kingdom. Learning how to follow God's will, to help or live with or deal with or feed or clothe or be kind to, administer to, and whatever need there is really hard in our society. We have so many things that pull us away from God's will. And these things take many years to learn, just like it takes many years for little babies to learn how to grow and become adults. Some of us are slower to learn them and put them into practice. It's not easy in our society, just as it wasn't in Balaam's. It was his personal journey with the Lord all his life, just as it is ours. If you look at your life and you can think of the Beatitudes of how Jesus wanted us to be in this world and help and follow what he would like to have happen on earth as it is in heaven, can you present that to him? When I first heard the Beatitudes, I have to say, I went to church every once in a while when I was little, but, like most kids, didn't pay attention at first, and we moved around a lot, and my mom at that point in time in her life did not go to church a lot, but she was okay with us going if we went with somebody else. So it was never consistent. And so my first Bible study, official Bible study, was here with a group of people from Prospect Harbor Church and some people in Winter Harbor. And the first time I read the Beatitudes, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hell. There's no way around it. I cannot do this 7 days a week, day in and day out. It's just not happening. But the one thing that I've learned, maybe a little wisdom along the way, so I feel pretty happy about that, that I'm not 100%, and I don't think I ever will be, but as long as I keep trying, and I keep reading the word of the Lord, and if I make a mistake, I go down on my knees and I pray to God, please forgive me for I have sinned. I did not follow your word today. Please, Father, help me to follow your word tomorrow. And maybe that one extra time that I follow his word, it will be the one thing that I present to him when I meet him at the gates of his temple, that he'll say, you did good, my daughter. Come on in. So I hope when I stand before the Lord that I can say to him, I bring you my full heart. I know that I have sinned with so many things, and that I have done not followed your word, and for this I am sorry. I love you, Father, with all my heart. This I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Out of the mouth of babes.